our knowledge bankers. Welcome you all to our channel Vidyarthi Pro learning platform. I am Shweta Malti and let's improve together your knowledge bank with our question bank. As you all know, these questions are very important for your exams like CUET, CACPT, BCom, MCom, BBA, MBA, NET JRF, UPHESC, UPPSC, UPSC, and many other entrance examination papers. In today's video, we are going to discuss about selective hand-picked questions of the chapter number 3 of the subject Business Economics, that is National Income and Related Aggregates and Basic Concepts and Measurements. Okay, knowledge bankers, so let's move to our question series, and our first question is: who is the person known as father of modern macroeconomics? Option number 1, Adam Smith. Option number 2, J.M. Keynes. Option number C, Samuelson. Or option number D, Hicks. And the correct answer for the question is option number B, J.M. Keynes. If Adam Smith father of economics hai, then John Maynard Keynes is the founding father of macroeconomics. John Maynard Keynes 1883 to 1946 was an early 20th century British economist the, best known as the father of Keynesian economics and the father of modern macroeconomics, how economies, markets and other systems that operate on a large scale behave. Okay, so our next question is: when was the famous book General Theory of Employment of Professor Keynes published? That means प्रोफेसर केन्स की प्रसिद्ध पुस्तक जनरल थ्योरी ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट कब प्रकाशित हुई थी? एंड द ऑप्शंस आर ऑप्शन नंबर 1 1930 1930, ऑप्शन नंबर 2 1931, ऑप्शन नंबर 3 1936 1936 और ऑप्शन नंबर डी 1940 1940. एंड द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज ऑप्शन नंबर सी 1936. The book General Theory of Employment is written by John Maynard Keynes, which was published in the year 1936, right after the Great Depression. Our next question is: which of the following statements are true about the study of macroeconomics? That means microeconomics के अध्ययन के बारे में निम्नलिखित में से कौन सा कथन सही है? Option number 1, it is a study of economics that deals with household, government, firms and demand supply. Option number 2, it is a study of structure, performance, behavior and decision making of the whole or aggregate economy. Option number C, it is a study of economics that study with the price, level, profit, expenditure and cost. And option number D, none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is option number B. It is the study of structure, performance, behavior and decision making of the whole or aggregate economy. Because macroeconomics simply studies the economy as a whole and then studies different components of the economy such as inflation, unemployment rate and many more. In Hindi, माइक्रोइकोनॉमिक्स केवल समग्र रूप से अर्थव्यवस्था का अध्ययन करता है और फिर अर्थव्यवस्था के विभिन्न घटकों जैसे कि मुद्रास्फीति, बेरोजगारी और बहुत कुछ अध्ययन करता है. Our next question is: what are the main objectives of macroeconomic policy is? Option number 1, a stable and satisfactory rate of economic growth. Option number 2, a high and stable level of employment. Option number 3, a low and stable rate of inflation. And option number 4, all of the above. And the correct answer for this question is all of the above. As macroeconomics is the study of whole, aggregate level of an economy, so macroeconomic policies aim to provide a stable economic environment that is conducive to fostering strong and sustainable economic growth. The key pillars of macroeconomic policy are fiscal policy, monetary policy, exchange rate policy. Macroeconomic policy is concerned with the operation of the economy as a whole. Our next question is: which of the following methods must be adopted to tackle the problem of recession within an economy? It means एक अर्थव्यवस्था के भीतर मंदी की समस्या से निपटने के लिए निम्नलिखित में से कौन सी विधि अपनाई जानी चाहिए? And the options for you are as follows. ऑप्शन नंबर 1 इज रिड्यूस द पब्लिक बोरोइंग एंड इंक्रीज टैक्सेशन, मतलब पब्लिक बोरोइंग्स को कम कर देंगे एंड टैक्सेशन को बढ़ा देंगे. ऑप्शन नंबर 2, इंक्रीज द पब्लिक बोरोइंग एंड रिड्यूस द टैक्सेशन. Option number C, reduce the spending on government welfare projects and increase taxation. Option number 4, increase the spending on government welfare projects and reduce taxation. And the correct answer for this question is option number D, increase the spending on government welfare projects and reduce taxation. And the correct answer for this question is increase the spending on government welfare projects and reduce taxation. Because during a recession, the government should use expansionary fiscal policy. Because during a recession, the government should use expansionary fiscal policy. This could be either by raising government spending or by lowering tax rates. इन हिंदी इट मीन्स मंदी के दौरान सरकार को विस्तारवादी राजकोषीय नीति का उपयोग करना चाहिए. यह तो सरकारी खर्च बढ़ाकर या कर की दरों को कम करके किया जा सकता है. Our next question is also related to the cause and problems of the inflation economy, and the question is, which of the following measures are adopted to take care of inflation in an economy? Option number 1, decrease in transfer payments along with the reduction in taxation. Option number 2 is increase in transfer payments along with an increase in taxation. Option number 3 is decrease in government expenditure along with an increase in taxation. Option number 4 is increase in government expenditure along with the decrease in taxation. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, decrease in government expenditure along with an increase in taxation. Because reduction in government expenditure reduces the supply of money in the economy, which further reduces inflation. Our next question is, which of the following statements is true about with the regards to fiscal policy? इनमें से कौन सा स्टेटमेंट सही है in regards to fiscal policy? Option number 1 is it relates to government spending levels and revenue, especially taxes. Option number 2, it can be changed frequently, मतलब ये जल्दी जल्दी चेंज किया जा सकता है. Option number 3, it relates to the management of money supply in the economy. Option number 4, it is formulated by the central bank. And the correct answer for this question is option number A, it relates to the government spending levels and revenue, especially taxes. Because fiscal policy is the use of government spending and taxation to influence the economy. Governments typically use fiscal policy to promote strong and sustainable growth and reduce poverty. Our next question is, which of the following statements is accurate about the two-sector economy? Means निम्नलिखित में से कौन सा कथन देश क्षेत्रीय अर्थव्यवस्था के बारे में सही है? And the options are option number 1, the two-sector economy consists of firms and the government. Option number 2, the two-sector economy consists of firms and foreign sector. Option number 3, the two-sector economy consists of household and government. Option number 4, the two-sector economy consists of household and firms. And the correct answer for this question is option number D, the two-sector economy consists of households and firms. According to the circular flow of income in a two-sector economy, there are only two sectors of the economy. Number 1 is household sector and number 2 is business sector. Government does not exist at all. Therefore, there is no public expenditure, no taxes, no subsidies, no social security, contribution, etc. Our next question is very important for the examination point of view, that is, which of the following is not included in national income? इनमें से कौन सा है जो national income में नहीं include होता है? Option number 1, windfall gains. Option number 2, national debt interest. Option number 3, purchase of second hand goods. Or option number 4, all of the above. And the correct answer for this question is all of the above. Because national income means the value of goods and services produced by a country during a financial year. Thus, it is the net result of all economic activities of any country during a period of 1 year and is valued in terms of money. So, all of the above are not included in the national income as per the norms. Our next question is also related with the national income, and the question is, which of the following factors is included in estimating national income? Option number 1, sales of goods, sales of second hand goods. Option number 2, sales of debenture and bonds. Option number 3, value of production for self consumption. Or option number 4, transfer payments like pension. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, value of production for self-consumption. Because national income is the total amount of goods and services produced within the nation during the given period, say 1 year. It is the total of factor income, that is wages, interest, rent, profit received by factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship of a nation. This is very important. It is also a kind of definition of national income. It means value of production for self consumption. Our next question is, which of the following organizations calculate the gross domestic product in India? That means निम्नलिखित में से कौन सा संगठन भारत में सकल घरेलू उत्पाद की गणना करता है? Option number 1, Reserve Bank of India, that means Bharatiya Reserve Bank. Option number 2, Indian Statistical Institute. Option number 2 is Indian Statistical Institute, Bharatiya सांख्यिकी संस्थान. और option number 3 is National Statistical Office, राष्ट्रीय सांख्यिकी कार्यालय. And option number 4 is SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, National Statistical Office. That means Rashtriya Sankhiki Karyalay. In India, the Central Statistical Office calculates the nation's gross domestic product. The next question is, for the purpose of measuring national income in India, CSO uses which of the following methods? Option number 1, net output method. Option number 2, income method. Option number 3, expenditure method. Or option number 4, combination of all these. And the correct answer for this question is option number D, combination of all these. Because for the estimation of national income in India, the National Income Committee applied a mixture of a product method, income method and expenditure method. Therefore, option number D, combination of all of these, is the correct answer for this question. Because for the purpose of measuring national income in India, CSO uses all three methods, that is net output method, income method and expenditure method. Our next question is, which of the following is a part of gross domestic capital formation? Option number 1 is gross fixed capital formation. Option number 2 is inventory investment. Option number 3 is both A and B. And option number 4 is none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, both A and B. Because gross domestic capital formation refers to the net increase in the physical asset by the household, public and government sector within the measurement period of the economy. Our next question is, which of the following is a method to calculate national income? इनमें से कौन सा मेथड है जो कि कैलकुलेट करता है नेशनल इनकम को? ऑप्शन नंबर 1, वैल्यू एडेड मेथड. ऑप्शन नंबर 2, इनकम मेथड. ऑप्शन नंबर 3, एक्सपेंडिचर मेथड. और ऑप्शन नंबर 4, ऑल ऑफ द अबव. एंड द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज ऑप्शन नंबर डी, ऑल ऑफ द अबव. The national income of a country can be measured by the three alternative methods. Option number 1 is product method, also known as value added method. Option number 2 is income method. And option number 3 is expenditure method. Our next question is, expenditure method is also known as option number 1, income disposable method. Option number 2, factor payment method. Option number 3, net output method. Or option number 4, none of the above. The correct answer for this question is option number 1, income disposable method. The expenditure method is a gross domestic product (GDP) measurement scheme which incorporates consumption, production, government spending and net exports. It is the most commonly used way of estimating GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. अगला सवाल है which of the following will not be considered while calculating national income by product method? Option number 1 is service of doctors. Option number 2 is agricultural produce of farmers. Option number 3 is services of housewives. And option number 4 is the sale of goods manufactured in the company. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, services of housewives. Because in economics, national income includes only those goods and services which are exchanged for money, and it is always expressed in monetary terms. The services of housewives are provided out of love and affection of a mother towards family members. Thus, nobody pays any money for that. Therefore, services of housewives are excluded from national income. Our next question is GNP can be calculated as option number 1 GDP minus depreciation, option number 2 GDP plus net factor income from abroad, option number 3 is GDP minus depreciation plus subsidies, or option number 4 is wages plus interest plus rent. And the correct answer for this question is option number 2 GDP plus net factor income from abroad. GNP is commonly calculated by taking the sum of personal consumption expenditure, private domestic investment, government expenditure, net export, and any income earned by the resident from overseas investment, then subtracting income earned by foreign residents. In this slide, GNP means gross national product. Our next question is NNP at a market price equals to what? Option number 1 is GNP at a factor cost. Option number 2 is GNP at market price minus depreciation. Option number 3 is GNP plus capital asset. Or option number 4, none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is option number 2, GNP at market price minus depreciation. NNP means net national product. NNP at market price is gross national product at market price minus depreciation. Net national product at factor cost is also called as national income. Our next question is disposable income equals to which of the following option? Option number 1 is personal income minus direct taxes. Option number 2 is consumption plus saving. Option number 3 is both A and B, or option number 4 is none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, both A and B, because disposable income is the sum of money available to you after paying taxes. In other words, saving refers to the excess of disposable income over consumption expenditure. Our next question is personal income refers to which of the following? Option number 1, national income taxes minus undistributed corporate profits minus taxes minus social security contributions. Option number 2, NI plus transfer payments plus undistributed profits. Option number C is NNP minus corporate taxes, or option number 4, national income minus transfer payments. And the correct answer for this question is option number 1, national income taxes minus undistributed corporate profits minus taxes minus social security contributions, because personal income is the total income received by the individuals of a country from all sources before payment of direct taxes in 1 year. In other words, personal income is equal to private income minus corporate profit minus undistributed profits. Our next question is, which of the following statements reflects the true meaning of gross investment? Option number 1 is gross investment is the total of net investment and depreciation. Option number 2 is gross investment is the difference between the net investment and depreciation. Option number 3 is both A and B are correct. And option number 4 is both A and B are incorrect. And the correct answer for this question is gross investment is the total of net investment and depreciation. Net investment is equal to gross investment minus capital depreciation. If gross investment is higher than depreciation, then net investment will be positive. This means that business will have a higher productive capacity and can meet rising demand in the future. Our next question is, which of the following activities is excluded from GDP, causing GDP to understate a nation's well-being? Option number 1 is the construction of new houses. Option number 2 is the child care services provided by stay-at-home parents. Option number 3 is government expenditure on military equipments. And option number 4 is the services of used car dealers. And the correct answer for this question is option number B, the child care services provided by stay-at-home parents. Because here is a list of items that are not included in the GDP. And the list is sales of goods that were produced outside our domestic borders, sales of used goods, illegal sales of goods and services, which we call the black market. Our next question is, which payments are referred to as a transfer payments? Option number 1, payments made to workers on transfer from one job to another. Option number 2, payments made without any exchange of goods and services. Option number 3 is payments made as compensation to employees. Or option number 4 are all of the above. And the correct answer is option number 2, payments made without any exchange of goods and services. So this is the exact definition of the transfer payment. Transfer payment is the payment by the government and grants, allowances, pensions, etc. to people such as pensioners, widows, sick or unemployed people or other with little or no income. Our next question is regarding GDP. And the question is, the GDP is the which of the following option? Option number 1 is monetary value of all goods and services, final and intermediate, produced in the specific year. Option number 2 is monetary value of all economic resources used in producing a year's output. Option number 3 is monetary value of all final goods and services produced within a nation in a particular year. Option number 4 is national income minus all non-income charges against output. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, monetary value of all final goods and services produced units within a nation in a particular year. Gross domestic product is the standard measure of the value added created through the production of goods and services in a country during a certain period. As such, it also measures the income earned from that production or the total amount spent on the final goods and services less imports. जीडीपी को हिंदी में कहते हैं सकल घरेलू उत्पाद. ये एक निश्चित अवधि के दौरान किसी देश में वस्तुओं और सेवाओं के उत्पादन के माध्यम से बनाए गए मूल्यवर्धन का मानक माप है. जैसे यह उस उत्पादन से अर्जित आय या अंतिम वस्तुओं और सेवाओं पर खर्च की गई कुल राशि को भी मापता है. मापता मीन्स मेजरमेंट. एंड आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, when aggregate economic activity is increasing, the economy is said to be option number 1 an expansion, option number 2 a turning point, option number 3 a contraction, or option number 4 a peak. And the correct answer for this question is an expansion. The economy is alleged to be increasing once the mixture of economic activity is increasing, then it's said to be an expansion. Our next question is, a large underground economy results in an which of the following option? Option number 1 is overstated GDP, option number 2 is understated GDP, or option number 3 is understated GDP price index, option number 4 is overstated GDP price index. And the correct answer for this question is understated GDP, that is option number B. The under measurement of the digital sector to be about 0.5% of GDP annually, which arises because of rapid price declines, the plethora of new goods and services, and the extent of free goods The improvement in quality is significantly under measured so that output is understated and inflation overstated. In this slide, plethora means dher sare. Our next question is regarding economic indicator, and the question is economic indicator of the contraction and expansionary phase by measuring real GDP is what? Option number 1 is business cycle, option number 2 is technical indicator, option number 3 is leading indicator, or option number 4 is lagging indicator. And the correct answer for this question is option number 1, business cycle. Business cycle are a type of fluctuation found in the aggregate economic activity of a nation, a cycle that consists of expansions occurring at about the same time in many economic activities followed by similarly general contractions or recessions. And our next question is also related with the business cycle, and the question is business cycles are measured from which of the following option? Option number 1 is boom to bust, option number 2 depression to depression, option number 3 peak to peak, and option number 4 is recession to recession. And the correct answer for this question is peak to peak. Business cycles are comprised of concerted cyclical upswings and downswings in the broad measures of economic activity, output, employment, income, and sale. Our next question is, for a closed economy having no foreign trade, which one of the following is correct? Option number 1, GDP is equal to GNP. Option number 2, GDP is greater than GNP. Option number C is GDP is lesser than GNP. And option number 4 is none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is GDP equal to GNP. Here, GDP means gross domestic product and GNP means gross national product. Business cycles are comprised of concreted cyclical upswings and downswings in the broad measures of economic activity, output, employment, income, and sales. Our last question is, gross national savings measures the which of the following options? Number 1 is amount of GNP not consumed. Option number 2, excess of income over consumption plus the net taxes. Option number 3, sum of retained earnings and depreciation amounts. Option number 4 is excess of disposable income over consumption. And the correct answer for this question is excess of income over consumption plus the net taxes, because gross national saving is derived by deducting final consumption expenditure from gross national disposable income and consists of personal savings plus business saving plus government saving, but excludes foreign saving. Therefore, option number 2, excess of income over consumption plus the net taxes, is the correct answer for the question. Gross national saving measures the. Okay, so let's wind up the session. This is all about the today's question series. I hope you have liked it. Please mention your topics and comments, your doubts, your suggestions in the comment section below. And for the first 2 units of the business economics, follow the link in the description box given below. Thank you so much everyone for watching the video. This video was brought to you by Vidyarthi Pro learning platform. So kindly subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for further updates and share it with your all commerce friends. For the 2 units of business economics, unit 1 and unit 2, that is introduction to macroeconomics and consumer behavior and demand, follow the link in the description box. See you soon in the next unit, unit 4, that is determination of income and employment. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for all your time and attention. Please mention your doubts, queries and suggestion for the next video in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.